Joining me now, I have one of the stars of BKFC 65, which takes place next Saturday. Jeremy Stevens. What's going on, Jeremy? How are you, man?
It's chilling, my man. How's it going?
Good, good. Where are you at?
My house, San Diego.
Nice, man. I can tell nice weather is always there. Got a big fight coming up next weekend, next Saturday, your second BKFC fight. How are you feeling coming into this one? Is it any different now that you've gone through that process once before?
Yeah, fighting at the same spot I just fought at last time. Feel good. It's almost been a year since the last fight, but man, I feel good. Feel excited. Feel healed up, rested, and ready to go display my skills.
Yeah, 9 months off since we last saw you compete. Was that intentional, or were you just waiting to get booked, or kind of where you been?
No, nothing intentional. I've been healthy all year. Just love to have been a little bit more active, but here we are at September 6th. It's the next opportunity.
Just a refresher for people, your first fight was in December. You fought Jimmy Rivera. You won. What did you take away from that? I guess, were you happy with your debut, first kind of getting your legs under you, learning, the things that might be different from MMA fighting? Were you happy with the performance, and kind of what did you learn from it?
Yeah, it was fun. I learned a lot from that first experience, but it was fun. First of all, I just felt really primal. I felt really in my zone. I felt right at home, honestly. I grew up fighting bare knuckle in my younger days, and to go in there with all that experience, everything behind me, it felt good. It felt great. Realizing, like, my hands are fucking awesome. I love these things, dude. These things, they don't ever fail me.
In some respects, do you feel like this sport like kind of caters a little bit more toward to you?
Yeah, I believe so. I believe it definitely. If you could take one thing from me, is just probably dynamite in the hands. So to be working on that, and get in that boxing experience for the past 2 years as well, sparring better boxers, I feel like I'm falling in love with that process. All the MMA experience, the striking, it's making bare knuckle really really fun to train for.
Yeah, and I guess, what do you kind of expect out of this one, right? Like, Bobby Taylor, tough guy, a little more seasoned in the bare knuckle world. Maybe some MMA fans aren't as familiar with him, but um, I guess, how do you view him as a test? And do you feel like this is a step towards the title?
I don't really focus on any of that, honestly, man. I think I can just focus on things that I can control, just being impeccable with my word, giving my absolute best every day, performing well, showing up well, getting better, having that mindset of showing up different, being adaptable, and putting on highlight performances. I don't think I've ever really had a problem with that or ever having to be something that I'm not. So I'm just excited to go out there September 6th with this opportunity. I've been waiting and fucking waiting to explode onto the scene. I get my moment and I get to go out there and make a really, really harsh, punishing statement and just put my name out there. Wherever that takes me, that's no, that's out of my control. But what I am in control of is, you guys are in for a real fucking treat come September 6th. It's gonna be fireworks.
Yeah, and I guess at this point in your career, kind of what is the motivation? Is it belts? Is it just challenging yourself? Is it money? I guess, what makes you get up in the morning and keep doing this?
All of it, all of it, man. I love it. I just really, there's some people that, like a GSP once said, he's a martial artist first who learned fighting. I feel like at the really hard level, I was a fighter first who learned martial arts, learn how to channel these things, learn how to grow and adapt into the mindset. I love it all. I love the challenges. I love having to to dig deep, do what most people won't do, step in the arena, and just I embrace the challenge. I feel like it's never about the opponent. It's the value that I get, the learning process along the way. It's the journey.
Yeah, do you think we've seen the last few in MMA, or do you think you'll eventually go back and have one more there, or a couple more?
Again, something I just, I stay ready. I'm a prize fighter at first. I've been taking care of business and family since I've been 16 years old with these knuckles. So I'm a prize fighter wherever they want. I like it here at Bare Knuckle. I love the Bare Knuckle, the boxing. If the opportunity presents itself, and then so be it.
Something that's changed a little bit. I think BKFC's had a big year. I think they just continue to surprise people in terms of the ceiling that's out there for them. They have a new member of the ownership group, Conor McGregor. Kind of curious, as a guy that's had history with him, what do you make of him being on board?
Fucking awesome. You know, I feel like he's the Fertitas to the Dana White. He's the money behind the driving force. You know, anything Conor touches, it's golden. You know, he brings a lot of eyes to the brand. And you know, one thing about you could say about him is you can tell he really believes in this creative, psychotically skilled BKFC is really what it is. And you know, I feel like they're going to start signing real legit fighters that are going to have opportunity to come over here and really do big business here in bare knuckle. I feel like he sees it the way we see it. It's a growing sport. You can't really mess around. You got to be real creative in your craft, you know. And you know, he comes from that type of, you know, over there in Ireland kind of street guy, tough. You know, I'm sure he's been in some street fights, and well, he has. We saw him hit an old man one time, you know. So he's been in some street fights. He loves it, dude. So it's awesome to see him behind this and paying and writing these checks.
Yeah, and have you had any? I know people don't understand, like Conor, some of the other BKFC fighters I talk to, like he's very involved with watching and he keeps track of everything going on BKFC. He'll send voice notes to people on Instagram, some of the up and coming fighters. Have you had any sort of interaction with him since he's been on board at all?
No, I haven't. No, I
Yeah.
just stick to mine. Stick to my business, bro. Do the things that I can do and control. September 6th, you know, I know he'll be watching. He knows who I am, and I'm sure he'll enjoy the show. September 6th. My name's going to be ringing the boss's office. It's going to be entertainment. It's going to be exciting. It's going to be brutal.
Yeah. And he also attends a lot of them. So do you feel like if you guys cross paths, will there be any friction, or do you think, you know, kind of bygones be got bygones now that you're both on board with BKFC?
Business is business, you know. We'll see the vibes when we get there. I just go based on vibes. But as of right now, you know, he's behind. He's writing the checks. He's keeping this business afloat, which is you know, I have nothing but gratitude towards that. You know, like I said, Conor bring a lot of eyes. I fought on the the cards UFC 186, Flying Knee, Bermudez. You know, these Irish fans were some of the best fans in the world. They were buying my family and I drinks and just chanting all night, singing, shutting the bar down. And you know, that was like that 186 when I threw the flying knee. They were just, I mean, best fans in the world. Conor, big name, big eyes. You know, I see, like I said, big business here in bare knuckle. It's coming.
Yeah, still the best main card in UFC history, I think, but that's just my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
So BKFC 65, somebody tunes in to watch this fight with you and Bobby Taylor. What are they going to see go down?
Fast hands, fast feet, ferocious head movement, skills, psychotic skills that are going to be paying the bills, and you're going to see entertainment. You're going to see some blood. You're going to see some gore. You know, it's going to get pretty sporty out there. So if you're in the front row, tune in, baby. Wear a white shirt. I'll sign it after.
Last question for you, man. If you were to be able to write the script for the next year or so of your career with bare knuckle, with everything you've got going on, how often do you fight? Do you have any goals that you're setting for yourself? Kind of how do you envision things playing out?
Getting fucking rich, dealing with my problems by getting extremely rich and famous and putting it down. I feel like I'm home here in bare knuckle. So, you know, September 6th is the next opportunity. I'm super excited. Tune in, baby. Let's fucking go. It's time to get the ball rolling. I'm going to be busy these next 2 years. Let's fucking go.
Awesome, man. Jeremy, appreciate the time. BKFC 65, he takes on Bobby Taylor, Salt Lake City, Utah. Everybody check it out if you want to see what Jeremy just said.
Appreciate it, guys. Thanks for the love and support, man. Tune in.